Diddy's house in LA and Miami gets raided by Homeland Security. It seems like Homeland Security did a synchronized and coordinated raid on two of Diddy's houses around the same time. They came in with guns, tank-type vehicles, and even had a boat pull up on the Miami home dock. They detained Diddy's sons and handcuffed them outside. It looked like a scene straight out of a Bad Boys movie. And on top of that, they found in Florida a guy that was supposed to be Diddy's drug mule. But I don't think that it's that serious with him, because all they did was find some gummies and some powder on him. They gave him $2,500 in bail, which is really small. And they pulled up heavy on Diddy and his kids while they were in Florida airport, which looked like they were heading somewhere for spring break. You can see someone filming Diddy pacing back and forth as he is waiting for Homeland to do their thing and probably search his planes and his belongings. What this raid is all about, it seems like it was all about trafficking charges against him. What they were probably looking for at his homes were video or audio tapes and footage, and maybe even possibly even trafficked people who might have lived in the home. Similar to R. Kelly, he was known to hold people captive in his homes as ex-slaves. Overall, this is not looking good for Diddy. Everyone is commenting about how he is cooked in this situation. I think his best case scenario is he might get charged with all the allegations and he might have to pay a fine, get minimum prison time, and the feds destroy all that footage that can incriminate people. Worst case is all that footage comes out against him. They use that against him, puts him in some maximum prison, and he ends up like Epstein, which would be crazy. But no matter what, he would be some kind of scapegoat and they would give him some kind of penalty and something will happen to him. From the footage they show, it looks like they were trying to find some video files, footage, and things like that. They pulled out a bunch of drawers and ransacked his home. They even show a shot of them opening up safes. I'm not sure what all they found, but I would assume that any videos that they found, this will take weeks or even months for them to find something within the footage. You would have to watch it, scrub it, and listen to all those videos to find something. You might hit the jackpot once you find footage with them in some group freak session. But the main questions after that is, were these people underage? Were they trafficked, prostitutes, or paid ex-workers? Were these people drugged up and not consenting to what was going on? There are many things they will need to prove if this or when this goes to trial. So here are a few notes and highlights of things that have been happening in the past few years. 1. For some reason, he finally decided all his previous artists that he owns the music rights to, he transferred those rights and the master copy back to the original artist. Depending on what point of view you were looking at, some people thought, OMG, that's awesome, he's finally doing right by the artist. But if you look on the other side, for many of these artists, these songs were 10, 15, or even 20 plus years ago, and they are no longer hot. All the payouts and big royalties were during those times when the song was hot. Now, if they had the rights to those songs, some of them might get like $200 to $300 a month from their music royalties, or worse, some might only get $20 to $30 a month, unless they were Biggie or Notorious B.I.G. or whatever, you know? When he gave the rights back to the artist, many people on the public forums were saying he knows he's going to get punished or caught or in trouble soon. That is why he is doing this now. He wants to make himself look good. Number 2, a big notable was his ex-wife and baby mama suddenly passes away from pneumonia. Some people think that is really fishy because she said she was going to write a tell-all book. Next is his on and off girlfriend of over 10 years, Cassie. She decided to sue him. She accused him of bleep, making her do things in a gangbang freak session with a bunch of other guys. She accused him of ex-trafficking and a bunch of other stuff. And once she filed suit, he decided to deal with it immediately and settle out of court. I don't think he wanted to go to court because all the dirty stuff would get disclosed and things would get too messy. So it is rumored he paid her about $30 million or even more. Right after he settled, 2 to 3 other people decided to follow suits against him. Some were claiming similar stories of being in a group freak session and being drugged up and even being underage. The tough part about this situation is if he decides to settle out of court and pays up, people will know he is most likely guilty of those charges, but at least he gets people off his back. But if they decide to go to court, then that is when all the dirt gets aired and he will most likely lose and be exposed. So he's just gonna have to pick the lesser of the two evils. Immediately today, We also found out that his media company, Revolt, just sold to an anonymous buyer for an undisclosed amount. It seems that he is just dumping his assets left and right because he also recently settled a lawsuit with the vodka Ciroc brand, and he pretty much exited out of that part of the business too. Talk about watching his empire crumbling. Empires crumble all the time. Many times business models change, things go out of style, or the trend changes. But to watch him go through it in this fashion is interesting. The story is just the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be a lot more things that will be revealed in the weeks and months to come.